Welcome to another amazing episode of Unhinged Boys FX
Movie reviews.
Yes, Jared, movie reviews. And anyway, welcome to the second review. Welcome to the review of Killjoy 2.
Woo! It's actually called something else, but it's not on
Deliverance
the
from Evil.
But it's also not on the title screen when you click the movie. So
alright, so we're going to talk about the plot, and then we're going to talk about our favorite moments. So basically the plot is, it starts off with our main character, Nick.
It's overly confusing, let's say that. It doesn't need to be this confusing. It shouldn't have been.
A main character, Nick, who is getting chased by a cop, and then, because it turns out he was selling, the substance. A certain substance, and then the cops catch him. Turns out it's was actually an undercover cop. But that doesn't mean anything, because he doesn't go to jail or anything. Turns out he goes to juvie, because it turns out he's probably a 16-year-old person that's a minor.
But he's also, because he's played by a character that is like
literally a 30-year-old man. Everybody's way older.
They're being talked down to as if they're...
Some of them are acting like...
younger actors, and they're in their 30s. They're about as old as the other actors talking down to them.
They literally seem like they're 30-year-olds trying to be 16-year-olds. But anyway, literally, because it switches to literally like two cops talking. They're fixing up a van. And then a bunch of kids come out, I guess, out of a juvie center. And then the cops are like, alright guys, we're going to go into the woods for 3 months to fix up a house for other youths like them. Which, like, these motherfuckers are like literally 30. But anyway, they all get into the car, they take off. You know, they stop at a place. I don't know what happens there. I forget.
I don't. They stopped at some bathroom. We'll come back to that.
Because this movie's like way worse than the first one. They keep going and they get to the woods, but their shit breaks down. Their car breaks down, and they're like, "Well, we need to find some help. So let's go." And they go. Like 4 of them go. Like most of the male cop, and the other dudes go into the woods, and
they find this like one by
like little just a shed that is supposed to be a house. They're like, yeah, that's a house. And then they knock on the door. Harris, which is the male cop, literally knocks on the door.
No one answers.
Yeah, nobody.
And so he's like, all right, we'll just wait. And so he just leaves the people there or whatever, and he goes and checks his phone somewhere in the woods for no reason, but okay. And Ray decides to break into the house.
Yeah, and
to see if they can use a phone. And he is greeted with a shotgun.
Yeah, first he opens up the door, and then he just gets shot. The person doesn't even do like the whole shotgun in the back. They literally just shoot him.
Yeah.
Like, you just get shot.
Point blank.
And then, legitimately, like, it turns out it's a woman with a shotgun.
She's supposed to be, like...
some old lady, and she's like...
26.
Yeah,
maybe.
like 20-something, like in her early 20s. Anyway, she's like, "This is my land," and then
she's just gonna like
she's gonna just start shooting everybody.
And
Harris is like, "Just because it's your land doesn't mean it gives you the right to kill people."
and he doesn't. He never once says, "Hey, look, there's a badge."
He doesn't say, "I'm a cop." The Harris guy, and then he's like, he just
murders her.
He just shoots her in the back of the head, dead. Instantly, he's like, "Don't mess with my kids." And it's like, what? For one, you guys haven't been around each other long enough for that shit. And two, it's like, what? And then Nick and Eddie take Ray while Harris looks for a phone, I guess, or some shit. Or more ammo. Mm-hmm. And then they go off into the woods to the...
We don't see Harris.
Yeah, we don't see him until
the end of the movie.
Yeah,
he's just gone. We thought he just got wrote out or they forgot to edit him back in.
Yeah, but they do this weird thing where, like, Nick and everybody else is going back to the van, and then they hear a gunshot, and they're like, shit, he's dead!
And then Nick's like, we need to get the army. We need, like he didn't just see the one person that did that, the thing to Ray.
There was more people. Like, that was, like, one by one house. There was nobody else there.
It was like, this movie was, like, at several points turned into different movies. Like, they kept rewriting the script. And apparently this was filmed in 1 week or something.
I feel like they thought they were doing something and they just forgot to film a couple things. And then they just had to edit it.
You would have expected the way Nick was talking, like, oh, there's a whole town.
Like, no. And then the lady cop, Ethan's, that's her name. I don't know why.
Sure.
But either way, she's like, she pulls out her gun. She's like, you killed my partner and they're not going to kill us. And then Nick just grabs the gun and is like, I'm the sheriff in town.
And she's just like, okay.
All right, you can...
And then she just lets him have it.
Just lets him have the gun for literally the rest of the movie. And then they go off into the woods for some weird reason because the car's broken.
They find a house.
It turns out there's a voodoo
priestess
there. And she's like, I knew you guys were coming. And they're
sure
like,
he did.
What? And they're like, oh, okay.
After Nick's points a gun at her.
And like, cool, can we stay here? And she's like, yes, you can stay here for a bit. and then
we need to save our friend Ray.
Yeah.
That is totally not dead by now because he got shot in the fucking chest with a shotgun.
Yeah, and she just starts, like, rubbing, like, the voodoo person just starts rubbing, like, chicken feet on him. And then goes back to him and is like, we shall see.
We'll see if he wants to live.
We'll see if it's up to him. And then all of a sudden, Cece, which is one of the girls,
which kind of useless in the movie,
is like, yeah, let's summon Killjoy and tells.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I was thinking of someone else.
And she literally tells the story of Killjoy, and everybody's like, that's stupid. And then she goes outside, and then Nick also goes outside and is like, we need to summon Killjoy to help Ray.
And then,
even though that doesn't make any fucking sense. They do that.
She goes to the bathroom or whatever, and Killjoy just immediately shows up. Like, the first movie took a whole fucking year for him to show up.
She didn't even do anything. She just sat in a circle and was like, Killjoy, Killjoy.
And they're not, like, they didn't say what they want or anything. So he's just kind of here for no reason. So a bunch of inconsistencies. And last time they used a fucking doll.
That's what he's just like, hey.
You just have to say the name.
Yo, Killjoy! Get your ass out here!
And then he shows up. And for no reason, honestly, there is no reason to summon this person.
Yeah, like he's not gonna do
or it. Not person, demon. Because he just murders everybody. There's no, like...
Yeah, like he could change the... Basically, we're gonna fast forward for this, because fuck it.
Yeah.
He kills Cece. He fucking kills Eddie. He
kills Nick.
He chases down... What? I don't know what the fuck happens to... like, Ethan's and... What's-her-nuts. Oh, no, wait, no. He kills the voodoo priest.
Yeah.
She's like, I know what to do, and she goes out in the woods with a skull. And he's like, I was gonna save you for later, and just slices her neck open, and then.
Mind you, I will say we never hear from Ray again.
Yeah, Ray's just dead. By the way, he just died. They're like, he's dead.
I guess I don't remember them ever saying that, but we just never see him again.
And then he basically just shows up at the cabin, and is just like, hey. hey guys, fuck you, and knocks out the cop, and then
We thought she was dead.
and then Charlotte is just like, I want to read a book. And he's like,
okay.
all right, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
We'll see how this goes.
Let's see. And he's like, all right, it's time to kill you now. And then Harris shows up with a shotgun and shoots Killjoy, but that doesn't kill him.
And somehow she pours acid in his face.
Yeah,
I don't know where the fuck
Charlie
that came from.
Charlie just goes in the back room, just comes back with some jar of like acid or whatever the fuck, and throws it on him, and he's like, ah, fuck!
And
And then
then
melts away.
and then they wake up.
Yeah,
or
and then
whatever the next day.
Yeah, and then she just wakes up. I think it was like supposed to be like because there was one point where Ethan leaves Charlotte at the house. I think it was like after Ethan's left, Charlotte fell asleep, and then Killjoy just took over or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know, but like,
And then it just, you really think something bad's gonna happen because immediately like a cop shows up and she's like, can I call my parents? And then they show up with a phone and she's like, yeah, Mom and Dad, I'll see you soon. And then she gets in a car and then she goes off to happy ever after, and that's the end.
and we're not going to talk anything about Harris just completely murdering someone in their own home.
And I feel like he also probably murdered her husband. I'm pretty sure she had one.
I don't know.
That lady had a husband and he just decided to kill him in his sleep.
But the cop puts them in the back of just a regular vehicle, and it's just one guy.
Yeah. We're talking about the ending?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
then they drive off, and then there's no credit scene. There's nothing.
they're just like, hey,
So
that was it.
That's the premise, everybody.
Yeah, Killjoy died, and now this is what we like. This is the stuff that we want to talk about.
Killjoy just seemed really shoehorned into this movie that really didn't have a whole lot of direction. It felt like
he also was in it's a completely different actor.
Yeah.
And completely different fucking costume, but he still has the weird fucking wig.
Yeah.
Like,
And a lot of his lines are dubbed in this movie.
yeah, like a lot of them, because I guess they didn't have a boom mic. Like they did in the first one. Remember the first?
Yeah.
First one, they just
You could see the boom mic.
there's just like a peeking of a boom mic in the first one.
But no, this movie is actually lower quality than the first movie.
Yeah,
honestly.
Honestly, like I mean, it had a little
Moments.
bit better kills,
But
overall,
the mic, they go into this fucking bathroom in the beginning of the movie, just to talk about something. I don't remember. To be honest, it wasn't important. And you could just hear an air conditioner just go.
by the way, yeah. And also, by the way, these cops are terrible because there was plenty of times, especially that one time where Ray broke into that house. They could have just left because they were literally in juvie. They were in jail. They were in prison. They could have left. They could have just been like, all right, we're gonna go. They literally could have just fucking like went on the run.
Yeah.
At any point, and any of these people probably would have fucking did that. Like,
Yeah, honestly, they would have. There's nothing keeping them there.
there's really nothing. Like in the beginning, they're like, "All right, guys." When they go to the rest stop, they're like, "All right, guys, don't you do anything." And then they all
They're
leave.
like, okay, and then they just comply
yeah, like
because that's totally normal.
completely. I mean, I don't know. This movie was a lot more interesting than the other fucking movie. So interesting that I don't even know what else to fucking talk about.
There's not a lot, to be honest. The movie's really long. It felt like.
It's like a minute longer.
Honestly, what this should have been was just a bunch of campers going out to the woods, and they accidentally summon Killjoy. There you go.
There you go, Killjoy's.
That would have
fucking dead.
been way easier and made way more sense. Instead,
Killjoy's here and everybody's dead.
Instead, they had to make this convoluted plot for no. It's not real convoluted, but it really serves no purpose. They made it harder on themselves.
Yeah, like what was the point of the beginning? Like I don't know what the fuck.
And I don't know what Nick was talking about, where it literally felt like they filmed a different movie, and then in the middle they were just like, all right, you know what, we're changing it.
And I feel like they were just like
when he was like
winging the entire thing.
Yeah, because Nick didn't see Harris get shot or anything. They just walked away. They carried Ray away, and that's it. And then Nick just goes back to the other cop, and he's like, "He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead. Everybody died." And then, yeah, I lost interest. But anyway, our rating.
I give it a fucking 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it a 2 in entertainment value, honestly. I mean,
Killjoy was even less,
like, very less. He did
funnier in this.
There's only one part, which was the beginning. That was, the ending, which was entertaining. Only the ending was entertaining. That's about it.
That's why he gets a 2, or it would get a kind of a 1 from me, because I really never want to see this movie again.
Yeah, honestly, it was that bad. But you know what? If you guys want to see some more stuff from us, go to our X account, go to our Instagram, go to our gaming channel, go to our Patreon, go to all the links in the description. And we thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Bye!